But on this dash, it shows us the biggest secret that the R3 has. Let's dive into the R3. Yesterday, Yamaha announced the exciting new release of their Yamaha R9, but they also released an upgrade to the R3. However, no one's talking about it. Let's dive into the R3. Now, if we go to YamahaMotorsports.com, we'll see, R9. Everything about the R9 there. The R3, they didn't even bother to update the photo of it on their homepage. This is still the 2024 model. We've got an R7, we've got an article about the all-new YZF R9, so nowhere to be seen is the R3. Everyone all over YouTube is talking about the R9, no one's focused on the R3. So what happened with the update to the R3? So if we go under the Super Sport section, we'll find the YZF R3. They bothered to update this photo here, which is great. And we'll see in the specs 321cc, 373 pounds, 30.7 inches, and we realize all of a sudden that this is the same R3 that we had previously. This 2025 R3, same weight, same seat height, same engine. And if we go through and we pull up the data sheet, here we have the 2024 Yamaha R3 data sheet. It talks about its 321cc engine. And as we scroll down to the specs, we see one of the main differences is we just have a normal wet multiple disc clutch, whereas the new 2025 has an assisted slipper clutch. Not a huge deal, but a little bit nice. Same transmission. We can see that the seat height is 780 millimeters, which is conveniently 30.7 inches when we convert it. So it is the same as the 2025. And then also of interest, what's our wet weight? 169 kilograms. Well, when we convert 169 kilograms, we find 373 pounds. Oh, it's the same thing except it has different headlights. So same engine, different dash. Well, let's talk about the dash, because that's one of the only things that they apparently changed on this bike, and this is where the big secret lies. So in the gallery, we like the new headlights, we like the new taillights, we like the overall look of the R3, and not to mention finally getting rid of the really disgusting turn signals that come stock on the R3 is a great move on Yamaha's part. I like the projector headlight, it's a nice upgrade, although I wouldn't go out and buy this versus my 2015 probably, just for that. So good looking front. This is probably a fake ram air intake, and these winglets here are, I can hardly imagine, going to do anything for you when riding on the street. I know that the normal R3 and the previous generations, there is no ram air intake in reality. It's just a normal air box. Now the dash is what gets interesting. The USB power is nice, but on this dash it shows us the biggest secret that the R3 has. And that, we can see it if we zoom in. I'll save this image. And when I zoom in on this image, I'll see my gear indicator shows Quickshifter. And no one's talking about this feature, but I think it's really important. If you're going to have an assisted and slipper clutch and going to be marketed as a super sport bike, having a Quickshifter is actually probably the biggest upgrade to this bike. The fact that you can now see phone calls and emails on your dash of this bike is not terribly important for a motorcycle, but I think having a Quickshifter is a really nice upgrade to this bike. Now, if we continue through, we can try and see, is there any verification that there is a Quickshifter on this bike? So what we'll be looking for is down by the rider's left foot at the shifter. Is there any indication that there could be a quick shifter there? So it seems like this bike they photographed mostly from the opposite side to hide that. Let's see if we can get a photo. So we'll take this photo and zoom in on it. And it appears that it could have some kind of cable there, perhaps. It looks overall like a pretty normal shift linkage, and the photo resolution just isn't good enough that Yamaha gives us to tell. But from the dash, it seems to indicate that this bike could have a quick shifter, which is probably the most exciting part of this bike. I think that the rear brake light looks really good, and overall, I'm happy that Yamaha is not changing too much of this bike. It's a great seller for them, and I think that this new design update makes the bike look really good. Ultimately, we will have to wait to find out if this is an option or if it comes standard or if there's a quick shifter at all. But when I saw these photos, this is the one thing that really got me excited about this update. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next video.